Okay.
Oh, hello, my philatelic friends. Two aims today. One is to show you how to use the newly christened DooDah Wonder Trimmer. Thank you very much, Rod McKenzie from Canberra, for that. By the way, Rod, we're using your trimmer, so when you get it, you'll be getting it secondhand. Sorry about that. All right. Two aims. One is to show you how to use the trimmer, how it will make it easy for you and cheaper in mounting stamps. Mounting stamps puts a lot of people off, and that can be very fiddly and very expensive. What I do is I buy the largest clear mounts that I can for the particular stamps. This page, for example, has three sizes: these tall ones, long skinny ones, and fairly nearly square smaller ones. Now that's three different size stamps. When you're measuring the mounts, you measure the stamp, not the actual mount. That's always a bit bigger than the actual stamp. So 42 refers to the height of the stamp. Get the biggest one that you're going to mount, and with the trimmer, one packet will cover most of the stamps in the album. So, you know, normally packet of stamps retail for around the $20 mark. Now, in an album, you might have 3 or 4 different sizes. 5 sizes, that's $100 roughly. If you've got lots of the same size, you might even need 2 packets. So, you know, you could be paying more than $100 just to mount the one album. That's one thing. Okay, using the trimmer, I use tweezers. That's pretty important. And I actually get the largest or the tallest stamp first, and I pop it in. Now, if you mess up, and you possibly will, I've stuffed up many times over time, but now I've got it down pretty easily. The mounts themselves, there's the clear side, there's the adhesive side, and it's got a little hinge between the two. Now, if you look where the hinge is, there's a slight gap. What I do is I put the stamp in the mount and just make sure it's equal distance to the left on the top, because it fits that particular one. I don't have to sort of actually trim this down. So I'm going to use the trimmer. It goes on the left-hand side. This comes up, and what I do is where I've got the cutting line there, I just simply move it down until it's equal distance from top and bottom, so it's nice and even. I then, using 2 fingers or thumbs, slide it down so it's just touching it where I want it to go. That's a bit high, so a little bit further down. Right, once I've got the right size, I can put that down, and when you cut it, do it from right to left, because it pushes the mount against this little stock here to stop it sort of moving. Plus the downward pressure of the cutter as you're sliding across right to left should, in theory, stop anything from slipping. So once double check, you don't want to cut your stamps, double check you've got the right distance there, and sliding across using your tweezers, pop that to one side. Now on this particular page I want 2 of those, so I'm going to slide it up to get the second one, sliding up, so just touching the little bar up the top. Move the trimmer right to left again, sliding across, and you've got your second one there. Okay, that's the tall ones for that page. Now you want to go to the next one down, so we'll choose this skinny one, long skinny one. Now that will fit in this way. Once again, I use the actual stamp to set it out. Once it's there, I can see I've got the equal distance on the left as to the bottom. Now I want to trim it across the top again, so I pop that in here. This time, I just, with my eye, make sure it's the same distance where the hinge is to the cutting line. Move the cutter across to the right, ready to go right and left. And once again, going right to left. Equal pressure coming down, and that gives me a strip of that particular size. So no need to go out and get another packet of, that's now rubbish. Right, now how many of those do I want? 1, 2, 3 of those. So once again in the cutter, sliding it up. Now make sure you double check that you're actually not cutting through the stamp, that you push it up till it's that particular equal distance. Once you're happy with that, you can actually, to stop it being bumped or moved, lock it in with a little wing-a-ding nut here. Once again, we nice and firmly pushing down right to left. That one's stamped in there ready for mounting. I want 3 of those, so slide it up. There's my second, and slide it up for the third one, etc. Smaller ones, okay, I've used up that strip. I think they're about the same height, but just as a quick demonstration, I'll choose one of the smaller stamps. Once again, I want to trim it across. Now, you'll get used to this, which is the clear side, which is the adhesive side. Make sure you got it in where you want it to go, equal distance. Pop it in the DooDah Wonder Trimmer. Square it up on the left and make sure it's equal gap from that cutting line. You can, once, if you're doing quite a few, you can actually put a mark here, which presets it to where you want to go. In this case, I'm just going to slide it across, and there's my lovely strip ready to go. All right, now I need to adjust it for the cutting the stamp horizontally. Just put that cutting back in there. There we go. Now I want it to be cut about, actually probably the same as where it was for the last one, but I'm just going to double check that, just make sure it's, yeah, just always do that, make sure it's nice and horizontal and where you want it to actually be. And that's not there, that's, I need to slide it down so it's just cutting, using both fingers, sliding it down so it's just touching where I want it to cut, which is, and just use your eye to make sure it's nice and even both sides. Stop it from slipping. All right, that'll give me one stamp. Now you might have maybe 100 or so of those sizes in a particular album, so once you've got it set up, it's just then a matter of that downward pressure holding in place as you slide across. That gives me 2 mounts, 3 mounts. And just make sure I've got it there, right. That downward pressure, just to make sure it doesn't slip. Sliding across. Once again. And very quickly you can see you can make a whole pile of mounts ready to go. All right, mounting the stamps. You can... Okay, I've just got a quick page here just for mounting them. Start with the tall one. I actually put the stamp in the mount before I mount them. That way I make sure that the bottom is nice and square with the bottom. Equal distance all the way around. Now you can use kitchen sponge moistened. Whatever you do, don't make them too wet. I just used, I don't mind preserving my DNA, so I tend to... Yuck. Well, I've survived thus far. All right, that way, with the tweezers, I can actually put it on the frame, equal distance all the way around, let go, and that's the easiest way of mounting them. Do not rub them side to side. You will lift the mount, you will maybe smudge the ink, whatever. I use the ball of my hand here, and it's a downward pressure, just straight down, and I just rock it backwards and forwards once. That's enough to... You don't have to glue the whole back of the stamp, just the just a little bit of it. Okay, kitchen sponge, or as I do, run across. Once again, with the tweezers, just line it up nicely with the frame. Make sure it's nice and square. Now, if you do mess up and you've purchased album pages from me, once again, just a downward pressure roll. That's it. Now I have that mounts moved a little bit, so I just need to slide that across, and then it's perfectly regular all the way around. And small stamp, once again, quick as that, You don't have to wet the whole back, just most of it or some of it. It's nice and straight down. Once again, just straight down. Don't rub them. If you do mess up, which happens, well, I used to do it quite frequently, but not so much these days, getting the hang of things. But if you do mess up and you've purchased a page, all the pages are numbered, just flick me a message of what pages you want replaced and we'll post them off to you. Replacement pages. All right, thank you, Rod, for the, what it's called, the DooDah Wonder Trimmer. Right, it's got felt backing. That's to stop scratching your coffee table. What else about it? It, with the two thumbs, slides backwards and forwards, gives you a nice square cut up to quite a big one. Whole lot complete, $50 plus postage. I'm selling these. I've got a couple left in stock. Actually, won't have much stock until maybe March, but there I'm selling for about $18, a bit of a discount to there. Any questions? Always get in touch. Always like to chat about stamps, as you know. And thanks for watching, and hope that was helpful. Thank you.